Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the young Fables from Ty, Kelly, and Chuck in the morning. You hear them on the 10-minute tune. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
It's a good day to be alive, right?
It is.
So, if you guys don't know, they are a couple. Them are like a couple right here. They're not married. I made that mistake earlier.
Yeah, he was like your husband. I was like, they're not married.
Saw that being a guy? No. Someone said they're keeping their options open. So you guys met, you were playing, and then your guitarist decided not to anymore, and then your drummer...
Well, my guitarist decided not to show up to a rehearsal 2 days before a gig.
Oh.
And I wasn't very happy about that.
So then your drummer was like, hey, I got something for you.
Yeah, he said, I know this guy, his name's Wes or whatever, he's a great guitar player, he can learn all the music in like a day, and he'll come up, show up to the gig, and it'll be great. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm sure it's going to be terrible,
Then you
How
saw
could it be
him, and
worse?
you were like, oh, such a babe.
No, actually, no, what happened. So
How could you say no to that?
we played together. After that, I realized, okay, he is a great guitar player. But Wes and I played for about a year together before I decided that I wanted to move to Nashville. And then when I decided that, he said that he wanted to be a part of it. So we didn't even start dating until 2 years after we knew each other.
Yeah.
Like a year after, almost a year of being in Nashville. We didn't start
But I
dating
try
until
and
then.
keep business before relationships.
I was the one that made the first
It didn't
move.
work out
So
that way.
I was the one that made the first move. So
You asked him out? Will you go out
I
with
had
me?
to beg.
Oh,
actually.
wow.
Yeah. It was
Really business before, but
Yeah.
I couldn't
like,
hold
come on,
out.
man.
I couldn't hold out.
So you guys play often together all the time, right? And then a lot of questions I know are probably wondering in people's head. The 10-minute tune on Ty, Kelly, and Chuck. Can you give us some secrets on that? Like, what can you give us on that? Like, is it really 10 minutes to write that song?
I'll give you a secret. The day, like when we wake up or the night before, I'll look on Twitter and be like, okay, well, this is something big that's happening in the world. And I'll like, okay, if that's what somebody calls in for, I'll have these ideas or whatever, and me and Laurel.
We try to
and
be
then we get
prepared.
in, and no one talks about it. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And
So,
it's hard. Like we have to wake up at like 5:30, and I am not a morning person. I know if you work a regular job, that's not like early, but for me, that's early.
5:30? Here, wake up 3:30.
Oh, I can't. No.
That sucks for you guys.
Yeah, it does. But I don't know. It's at that in the morning times. I'm usually crankier than usual, and so when we're trying to like write a song together, like super fast. I mean, like we're together all the time. It's early. I'm like, oh god.
And it was funny because like on the Tuesday when we did it, like that was when I
No
had
voice.
no voice
No.
at all. So we're trying to write a song in a room together, and I'm just typing furiously, like on my phone, and I'll show her, and she's like, "That's terrible." And
I did not say that. I did not. I said
She'll
that one
try
time
and
because I was
fix
in a
it.
bad mood.
yeah, it was hard.
So, you both started out with your careers as youngins, right? You started out at like 3,
Yeah.
and you started out like 8, and then when you were 14.
Yeah, it was like I always would like to sing and everything, but I got my first guitar when I was 13, and so.
And both your moms kind of helped you out with that. Your mom helped you pick out a guitar, and you wrote a song with your mom when you were 10,
Yes.
and she like kind of picked that up with you, and
Yeah.
that was your first actual song that you wrote with your mom.
Right.
Because your
Yeah.
papa died.
Yeah, my great
Great papa
Yep.
passed away.
Yeah,
And
that's
so that
it.
inspired you to write more songs.
Yeah.
Nice. How's that working out for you right now?
It's working out great. We're here, so you guys are here.
So with that inspiring you to do more songs through high school, you actually left high school and went homeschooled because you
Yeah.
wanted to focus on more writing and stuff like that. So you were on American Idol for a while, right?
3 years?
Yeah, 3 years. I did it for 3 years. Yeah, the last year, which is the last season, is it on now? I don't know. Anyways,
It'll
they
come
said,
back next year with Luke Bryan.
Okay, wow. They said that they were stopping it the very last year. You guys know. And I made it to top 48. So each time that I went, I made it a little further and further every time. So it was a great experience.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Keith Urban told you, he quoted you, had me at the first impression,
Yep.
right? Like,
Yeah.
you got me right then.
Yep.
How'd that make you feel at that point?
Yeah, it was. I usually don't get super nervous, but when I was anytime I ever had to like sing in front of those people, I was just shaking. Like I was so nervous, and so everyone's like, "Oh, how was it?" And it was sort of just like a blur to me because I felt like it was so fast, and I just was really nervous, so I don't really remember every detail.
So with you being young and picking up piano and guitar, what led that to the bigger stuff that you're at right now?
I don't know. Like, well, until I met Laurel, I would play with literally anyone who called me. Like, and it didn't matter how much money or whatever. I went wherever anyone called me to play, and I did that, and I sort of took that as that would be my career. Like before I met Laurel, I had just gone to China to play. I was over there for 6 months, and I came back, and I'd been listening to a lot of country music and Patsy Cline and stuff, and I came back and I was like looking for some country music to play, and that's when I got the call. And like when I was young, I'd written songs like everybody does, but I'd not done that in years. And so like when I met her and we started writing songs, and it's sort of like I saw myself as something different, you know. It's sort of weird.
So now you guys are going up, gradually growing to the top, and with everyone's help across the country, you guys raised your Kickstarter $20,000 for your recording, right?
25.
Sorry, didn't mean to add out $5,000. $25,000 for your new album and all the recordings like that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the way that Kickstarter works is like, I'm sure you guys know, but you have 30 days to raise the amount of money that you initially said that you were going to raise. So we said, our manager Patrick was like, we have to raise at least $20,000. It's a lot more than that, but he said, I think we can at least raise this much. And so we didn't think that we were going to be able to do it. I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to raise $20,000. But with the help of the morning show, Ty, Kelly, and Chuck, we were pretty close.
I think we were like upper 18 or 19 or something.
Yeah, and so
Like-
we came in that morning to do a 10-minute tune, and they basically had like,
Telethon.
yeah, so they wouldn't let us leave until we got to our $20,000 mark. And
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, they've
And that-
done so much for
That
us.
happened in 8 days?
8 days.
8 days.
8
Over
days.
$25,000 in 8 days.
$20,000 in 8 days, but then
By the end of
by
it,
the
dude.
end we did
Now you change it up. I get it. I see how it is.
Gotta make it sound
So what's your guys' goal now that you guys have your new album out, old songs that you guys recorded with Mitch Dane? What's your next step above that?
We're about to start shooting the first video, so we're trying to have the video out when the music comes out. So that'll be shooting hopefully within.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff since we are completely independent artists. There's a lot of things that like go into it that you have no idea. Like people that are on a record label, like they have a lot more money to sort of play around with, and we have to fund everything ourselves. So it takes a little bit more time and effort. So, you know, we are completely finished recording it, and it's up for pre-order now and everything like that. But there's just a lot of stuff that like goes into it that takes time. So a lot of people are like, "When is it coming out?" Like, you have my money, but I don't have your album. So I just want everyone to know that it is a process, and we're doing the best that we can do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are still stepping up. You guys are you opened up for Josh Turner.
Yeah.
And more artists like him. You guys are keep doing that, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Young Fables.
Thank you.
A headache in an unfamiliar t-shirt.